What's up, guys? It is your boy Zayman, and today I'm bringing you a video about Halo, specifically Halo Infinite. I got some delicious, maybe retro, call it these days, Halo 5 gameplay in the background, and I just want to have a heart-to-heart about Halo Infinite. First off, put in the comments below, what is everyone's thoughts on the recent images that came out? I'll be honest with y'all, I looked at them. It kind of reminded me of Halo Reach. It kind of reminded me of Halo Combat Evolved Remastered. It's not the best, but, what do you guys think? I know a lot of these little nerds in the community are freaking out about it and saying it's the greatest thing they've ever seen. But, I mean, Battlefield Bad Company 2 had graphics better than that, and that came out like 10 years ago. So, that's my opinion. Let me know what you think. But I want to get into this, and I just want to have a little review of Halo 5 and talk about the future and 343 Industries. You know what? If this video gets 10 likes, I'll make a video about 343's greatest moments. Be it fails, or maybe, some good things they've done, but mostly fails. And why they make me nervous for Halo Infinite. So, that's the truth. I'm nervous for Halo Infinite, and here's why. 343 has done Halo 4 and Halo 5, right? I thought Halo 4's multiplayer was good. It was like an evolved Halo 3. It was simple, but there wasn't much to it, right? Halo 5 came out. I really liked the gunplay in Halo 5. Really did not like the campaign in Halo 5. But the multiplayer in Halo 5 did get old after a while. It just felt too sweaty, and it was too frustrating from time to time. So that brings you to Halo 6. 343 says they're going back to the basics. And the first thing these guys roll out when they go back to the basics is a grappling hook. Where does that come from? You know what that is? That's a ripoff of Apex Legends. That game came out the summer before the unveil. They unveiled it with the grappling hook. Are you guys excited about that? I saw you could grapple grenades. I don't know. I think that's kind of weird. But that's besides the point. You got the grappling hook, right? That's kind of wonky. The graphics, again, not the best. From what I've seen in that reveal, you got like a pistol that doesn't even look like it's from the future. It looks like it's out of like Modern Warfare 2. And I guess they said it was the sidearm, or they don't want it to take away from the Magnum or something like that. But I don't know, it just feels kind of silly. But instead of bashing the game, let's talk about constructive criticism, right? If I'm Frank O'Connor, if I'm Bonnie Ross, if I'm Kiki Wolfkill, what are the things that I'm looking at to make sure that Halo Infinite turns out the best game for all Halo fans? The first thing is a good villain, okay? And I'm talking about two types of good villains, right? There's two dynamics. There's both the villain as in the persona, and then there's the villain as in the gameplay. Let me talk about Halo 3. Why did Halo 3 have such a fantastic campaign? Well, you had an amazing villain in the Prophet and the Gravemind. You had a fun enemy, as in the Brutes and the Covenant. And so it was a beautiful mesh. Let's go to Halo 4. You had the Prometheans. They were not fun to fight. You had the Didact, who was kind of cool, but again, the gameplay was not all there, so it was kind of a wonky. But the campaign was still generally pretty good, okay? Then you move to Halo 5. Who was the villain in Halo 5? They built up Jul Madama, and they axed him in the first 5 seconds of the game. And I guess it was Cortana. The point is, the villain was not fun. And, there were moments where, in Halo 5, the campaign actually played all right, but a lot of the time you just couldn't keep going through it because the storyline just simply wasn't up to par, and it just felt like you were wasting your time when there was multiplayer. So, for Halo 6, let's look at the villain. You got some brute that came out of nowhere. I guess Atriox died. But you got like this brute in the first campaign talking about, this is my final fight, and I have waited eons to take you on. It's like, I don't even know who you are. Terrible marketing piece, by the way, 343. But I'm a little worried about the patriarch of the villain side. With the brutes back, I anticipate the campaign playing all right. That's TBD. But brutes are always fun to fight. They're bullet sponges that shouldn't be bullet sponges. And that's always a fun enemy to fight. So, the campaign is a TBD. The multiplayer. So what made Halo 3's multiplayer and Halo Reach's multiplayer so good? Halo 3 and Halo Reach both have a great arcade style feel to them, right? It is casual. It's not overly sweaty. You can sweat, but it's a nice kind of even feel to it. Okay? Now, I know where you think I'm going. You think I'm going to custom setups and no. Because Call of Duty also has a fairly arcade feel. Halo 4, in my opinion, actually got the arcade shooter down pretty well, even with the requisitions, and I think it got the arcade shooter down pretty well. The problem with Halo 4 is it just was too safe, too simple. There wasn't enough evolution of gameplay. There wasn't enough, levels to rank up. And so after a while, it just kind of felt like you weren't doing anything. Now, when 343 came out with that whole the pit, I think is what they called it, but it was really Rat's Nest, and they brought out kind of that the revitalization of Halo. Halo 4 started to pick up again for a while. But all in all, Halo 4's multiplayer was not terrible. It kind of felt like an evolution of Halo 3. Frankly, I think A, playable elites, and B, Invasion, adding those two aspects back into it would have been good. I actually thought Dominion was pretty fun. So all in all, I'm not going to completely roast Halo 4. Now, Halo 5, that's a different story, okay? Again, I think Halo 5 is some of the best gameplay in Halo. I think Warzone is a ton of fun. But they put all these movement mechanics, the thrusters and the hover jumps, and it's like, sprint, I go back and forth on if sprint's okay. I don't think you needed all those other evolutions of gameplay. There's something about it where it just, when you start messing with the movement, when you start, adding in all these different skill jumps and things, it starts to just raise the skill gap, and you just find that when that happens, the multiplayer becomes less playable. Because if there's one thing you can count on, it's that tryhards are going to destroy the game, okay? And so if there's mechanics that tryhards can abuse, they're going to abuse. And Halo 5, frankly, had a fair amount of mechanics for tryhards to abuse. Would Warzone be fun to come back? Honestly, yeah. Maybe put a limit on the number of people that can party down to like 4 or 5. But yeah, I think Warzone could come back and could be fun. The problem is tryhards realized they could party in teams of 12. And Warzone's not fun when you go up against a 12 stack. But I think all in all, the wrecks were cool in Warzone. I like the different weapon variations. Warzone was a good idea, okay? Let's talk about Warzone Assault. Again, I said in Halo 4, I'm going to bring it back to Halo 5, and it better be in Halo 6, even though it's probably not. Playable elites, okay? Having a different species or, different group that you can play as, it adds a different level, and it's a very simple, easy thing to do, but adds a different level to the game. One of the coolest things about Halo Reach was playing Invasion. And you could, play as the elites, and you got the different things that the elites could do, the different weapons, they could jump higher, and then you could play as Spartans, and it's just, that was a cool element of the gameplay. And it's as simple as adding in just a first-person model. Yet, for some reason, they didn't do that in Halo 4, and for some reason, they didn't do that in Halo 5. And, Warzone Assault, it was very close to Invasion, right? It had all the same general feel of Invasion, and, elites could have been in the game. That would have been cool. But, hey, let's just take elites out of it. Why did Warzone Assault stop after the first round? Half of the Warzone Assault games went like 5 minutes and then ended. Okay? So you spent most of your time in the lobby. Had 343 just simply added like the playback round, like, Battlefield or Battlefront does, I think Warzone Assault would have been a much better game mode. Because it was also fun. It just ended too quickly. So, that's on the Warzone side. On the Arena side, Arena just felt too sweaty. I've already explained that tryhards abuse things that are sweaty, and that's what I attribute to Arena. I do think that there are moments when Arena is still fun. And so, let's move to Halo 6. I saw that they were talking about like a Battlefield style big team battle for multiplayer. That's going to be kind of cool. That could be pretty cool, right? I'm worried about the grappling hook. Let's just get it straight out there. I'm worried about the grappling hook. That thing is going to be abused. And I saw they said it's going to function differently in multiplayer. No, okay? Tryhards are going to figure out a way to abuse the mechanic, whatever that mechanic is. I'm worried about that. For multiplayer, it shouldn't be hard. You need like 1 or 2 game modes for parties. And in Halo 5, that was Warzone. Halo 4 kind of had Dominion, but didn't really do a good job at it. So, Halo 5 or Halo Infinite, they're going to have their big team battle. They should probably have either Infection at launch or a Warzone style game mode, but they kind of need 2 game modes for parties. And as far as Arena goes, it should just be simple. It should be arcade. There shouldn't be an overcomplication of the game mechanics. And again, that's what happened in Halo 5. So, other than that, guys, let me know what you think about Halo Infinite. Let me know if you think it's headed in the right direction. Let me know if you think it's headed in the wrong direction. And other than that, this has been your boy Zayman, and I'll catch you guys later.